Okay, so let's make us some textures for this box. First, we're going to need an image editing software to work in. And so I am going to use Photopea, which is a free online photo editor that is very similar to Photoshop. Everybody should be able to get to this for free if you have internet access. But what am I going to actually do? So I just want to create an image that would wrap around this box cleanly. And so, and put all the textures where I want it, right? If I want a little label at the top here that says to Noah, because that's who the gift is going to, I want to know where that's going to be, right? And I want to be able to draw that on there. And so this template will let us see that. So how we get that out is we select our objects, make sure we're in object mode, and then I'm going to go to Image, and then UV Snapshot. So from here, this is going to export this out to our images folder. So you see right there. And so I want to call this gift UVs. This is where I can choose my image format, and IFF is a outdated format. It's something that Maya used to use. We're going to change this to PNG. And the reason I'm using PNG is because PNG has transparencies. And then the edge color, I'm going to choose a color that's pretty easy to see, like red. And that looks pretty good. And I'm just going to say apply and close. And so that should, in my, where did it go? In my images folder here now, you should see that I have gift UVs. So I'm going to go back to Photopea, and very quickly I'm just going to drag and drop this gift UVs into here, and it should open it up. So again, we need to kind of remember what it was that we created here, right? This bottom section is the outside of my box. This is the inside of the box. This stuff up here is the lid and the bottom of the inside of the box. This little ring around the outside is along the tops edges of the boxes. And then these strips down the side and these blobs in the middle, those are the bow, right? So I really just need two textures. I need two types of textures that I want to go on this. So I want you to, again, we're going to try to stick to textures that are free to use, and hopefully something that is either public domain or Creative Commons 0. And so for that, I'm going to use Pixabay. Pixabay is a royalty-free image search, and if you want a picture of a tree, it's lots of pictures of trees that are free to use, and so you can sign up with a free account. What I'm going to use is, I'm going to search for wrapping paper. And so we can decide, is this a Christmas gift? Is this a birthday gift? Is this a friendship gift? Whatever. And because it is currently July when I'm making this video, I don't know that I want to make a Christmas gift. I may go for something just a little bit more neutral as a present. So this is kind of pretty. Again, there's nothing that says that you have to use these images. You could go take pictures of paper that you've drawn, that you have at your own house. Or you could actually draw this out in Illustrator and make a repeatable pattern yourself, right? Ooh, this is nice. I like this. So this is the one I'm going to use. So this is the texture. Ooh, there's some nice ones here. This is the texture I like. So I'm going to go to download, and I'm going to choose the highest resolution one I can. Hit download. Yeah, I actually already have an account, so let me just go ahead and log in really quickly. And do the download again. Download. And here we go. It brings me to this. I'm going to want to put this. I want to put this in my source images folder, and I'm going to create a new folder in here called resources. Resources. Is that right? Close enough. There we go. And we'll call this flowers. And let's go see if there's something a little bit more how about polka dots? Actually, let me see what that one looks like. How about lemons? Ooh, that one's nice too. Yeah, maybe this. I'm just going to try these things. Download. We'll see if they work. Save. Okay. And so the cool thing about this is even if it doesn't work, I can always fix it later, right? I can redo the texture. So we're going to go back to Photopea, and I'm going to drag in those resources in here. And so I have my background flowers, and then I have my lemons. And so I'm going to drag this in here, and there we go. I think that looks good. So I want this, actually I want my background to be in front. So I'm going to go ahead and move this layer up above flowers. And that way I can just see what I'm covering up. And then on flowers, I'm just going to try holding down Alt and just duplicating this and just getting my pattern to repeat, right? So I may not have a perfectly repeating pattern, so I'll have to find it there. Yeah, that's working pretty well. And so I'm just going to try to get this pattern to repeat. Once I have those two layers, if I hit Control E, it will merge them down. And so I can again grab Alt. And I'm just getting a repeating pattern that goes across everything. Oop, this happened. My Walmart ad just threw me off tonight. Thanks, Walmart. Okay. I don't need that one. So I'm trying to find where it overlaps and get some repeat on that. That's not it, is it? So if it doesn't overlap, I want to kind of try to hide that a little bit where it doesn't. So maybe what I would do is if I hit the open brackets and close brackets next to the P, that'll change my brush size, and I can just erase the parts where there's like a weird transition, right? If that's going to land on anything. And again, I'm not too worried about anything over here just yet. So yeah, that looks pretty. Oh, too much. Looks pretty good. Control E. And then let's go do that again. And this would work a lot better if it was a repeating pattern. So you may decide you want to try one with a repeating pattern. I'm going to try this really quick. What if I just did this? Control E. I'm just making it everywhere. And then Control E. And then I'm going to use the healing brush to fix anywhere where there's like weird seams. Like right here. I just let's Alt click here and then just try. Nope, that didn't work. Spot healing brush. Let's just try that. Larger spot. And just see if it, yeah, it kind of fixes a little bit of the weird seams if there's one that's happening right in the middle of the box. And for me right now, there is one happening right in the middle of this part of the box. Let's see if that fixes anything. This makes it wild looking. So I really just want to make sure that the parts that we're going to see a lot are clean. So maybe like that. Let's see. Okay. So If I were to save this out now, let's just go ahead and do that. But before I do, I want to hide my background because this is the image that will be applied as a texture. And right now, that image includes my UVs. So I need to hide those UVs. This is the part that I want to be the texture, right? I'm just going to fix a couple more little spots. Some of these aren't even going to be noticeable. There we go. So if I go to File, and I'm going to say Export as PNG, that's fine. Save. And I am going to go to Source Images, and we will call this GIFs color. Save. So now back in Maya, I can assign a new material to this. Let's just go ahead and we can just leave this material on. And in my attribute editor, I can apply that to my color with a file and go click on GIF color, and you'll see now what I get is that color texture wrapping around my entire box, right? That texture that I made. So here's the cool thing, like that's great, but I need to make some changes to this. This isn't finished, right? I want my bow to be a different color. I want my, maybe I don't like that little weird spot over here or something. I can kind of see a little bit of a seam there. So I can still just keep going back to Photopea and making changes to this based off of this. So let's say based off of this, I don't actually want a pattern on my bow. Maybe I just want a solid color. Maybe I want, let's try blue. Something that would be on the opposite side of the color wheel as this yellow. So if I actually, let's see, can I pick opposite side of the color wheel? We're going to go like maybe there. I'm just playing. Let's just see where we can find. I like that. So with that, I could make a new layer, and just the areas where, why is that not working? I don't need a tone brush, I want a regular brush. Just the areas that are going to have the bow, I can color that this blue color. Now remember, the things that are actually driving this color is the, I'll shift, I can draw a straight line. The things that are actually driving this color in Maya is this texture. So really, all I have to do is save over that texture again. So I go File, Export as PNG, Save, and I'm just going to export out over that. Yes, I want to replace it. And then in Maya, on this texture, I can just hit reload. I didn't even have to hit reload, and it will update the changes I made. And so now you're able to start seeing this texture update on here. So if I want to try adding those lemons to it, or even better, maybe I want to try something completely different. And instead of doing this pattern, I go ahead and hide that pattern, and maybe I just do the lemon pattern in the background. All right. Let's see if I can do this here. Enter, Alt, and I'm just doing just lemons over and over again. Oop. And then Control E, and I want my layer above. Maybe that blue doesn't work anymore. If I hold Control and click here, it will highlight that part. I can create a new color here. And maybe instead of that, maybe I want to go that green that is in there. So I'll click my brush and hold down Alt and choose that green. And then just fill all of this in with the green. So here's another alternative to that texture map. And if I'm like, I don't really like this one, then what I can do is just File, Export as PNG, Save, Export out over gift color. Yes. And when I go in here, there we go, it updates it. Yeah, I kind of like that better maybe. So this is just giving us some more options for different ways that we can texture this. And the UVs are what allowed us to be able to actually see how that texture is going to line up on that. And so again, if I actually uncheck that button here, you'll be able to see now how those RGB colors line up in the background on top of the UV map that I laid out.